Yeah, yeah.
All right. Alrighty, and we are live. Welcome to the very first ever episode of Black and White Takes. I am your host Cam, and this is Jess right here. Um, we've been talking about doing something like this for a while, so we're pretty excited to be here. We're gonna be diving in pretty deep to all things sports, so you can definitely expect to hear some good and funny debates, predictions, and takes. But before we get started, again, my name is Cam. Jess and I have been best friends for as long as we can remember. We've always loved sports, and we both have a very different background, I will say. I'm more of a football player by what I actually did, but I do like to think that I do also know more about ball than him as well. Jess, you got anything you want to say?
Yeah, man, I'm excited to move this from our high school best friend group chat to, put it on YouTube. I mean, I think we wake those guys up with all the hot news in sports way too
Yeah,
often with probably like 180 text messages, so they're probably happy that, we're putting it here and no longer going to be bothering them
yeah,
all morning.
exactly.
But yeah,
Like
no,
I,
like you said, I mean, I played basketball in college and so that's definitely where my expertise is, I think. And so I'm excited to challenge your debate or your takes on these things, and it should be fun.
I know, and like you said, man, I can't reiterate that enough. It's like this is a very long time coming. Anyone that knows us or is in our GCs knows how much we go back and forth. We'll definitely spend a big part of our day arguing about sports, having different takes. I like to think Jess has the crazier takes, but
We'll see. We'll see,
yeah,
brother.
I guess we'll see. Um, so I feel like this is one of the craziest times to be going and diving right into a sports podcast. Obviously, if you haven't heard yet, Luka Doncic, apparently he's on the Lakers now. So we've got crazy NBA news, and
Yeah,
then
we'll
on
get
top
into
of
that
that,
later.
yeah, and then on top of that, and before we get to that, we've got the Super Bowl. So
Dude, who do you like?
uh,
Who do you like? Are you gonna come out and say it from the jump, or are you gonna hold on to that piece?
I knew you'd put me on the spotlight. You know how I am. What do I have? I've got like 5 days to figure it out still. So
Dude, but I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
hold off.
you're an early
I'm,
better. You're an early better. Always putting your bets in the week before, sending them out. Come on, man. You don't have a pick for us right now?
I should, but unfortunately, I don't have anything. I will say there is one bet that I made And I made this before the conference championship games, but I got Saquon Barkley as an anytime touchdown scorer at plus 205. I think
Good
right
value.
now, yeah, I think right now, if you were to bet that, it's at minus 180. So I was pretty hype about that. But again, that's just because I love the Eagles so much last week. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a fun playoffs. But you know what's interesting is I think the books are continuing to make every single Chiefs Super Bowl the same number. I mean, outside of the Tom Brady fiasco, we'll say when the Chiefs got lit up by the Bucks, Mahomes just does a great job when it's a small spread. He finds a way to get it done. So I feel like the entire public, and I might be wrong as we get closer to kickoff, but I think I can see the entire public coming in, and for the most part, everyone should be backing the Chiefs. What do you think?
Dude, you know this is a lose-lose for me. I don't like either team, man. It's hard for me to back those quarterbacks. But if I was going back, when I'm backing Mahomes, 3P, it's a story. It's what they want. I mean, they've wanted it all year. I mean, we've had these close games with the Chiefs, and refs have been blessing them all year. Um, I mean, I don't. And that crazy statistic, right? Like, but the quarterback that loses their first Super Bowl hasn't won a Super Bowl following up in like I don't know how many years. Do you remember that? Because when Joe Burrow lost his first Super Bowl, they were saying like the quarterback when they lose their first appearance in the Super Bowl, and Jalen Hurts lost his first appearance in the Super Bowl to Patty Mahomes. So I don't know,
Hmm.
history could repeat itself there.
Yeah, no, that's actually a great point, and I know that this is something we've gone head to head on. In terms of Jalen Hurts, and we're going to get into that in a second as we talk about QBs as well overall. But yeah, something I want to say for the Chiefs is, I think, and it seems like we have maybe a little bit of a disagreement on this as well, but it seems like there's too much hate on them. I don't buy that whole narrative that it's the refs.
Man, you know I'm gonna be in Eagles gear. You know I'm gonna be in Eagles gear. My girl likes the Eagles for y'all that don't know. So, I'm gonna be rocking the Eagles gear. Come dressed up Sunday, painting my face, shooting for Jalen Hurts. I'm gonna do it, but I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, we always give Jess a hard time because he's really a Bengals fan, I would say at heart. He loves Joe Burrow, but
Purple and gold, baby.
his girl's a big Eagles fan. So we caught him a couple times rocking an Eagles jersey, and we give him a hard time about that. But that's
Dude, I don't know, man. Yeah, I just can't stand the Chiefs. There's just too much there. And going back to the last Super Bowl when the Eagles played the Chiefs, that BS holding call for the final play of the game that really sealed the deal and won them that Super Bowl. Um, I, j- I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough to root for them sometimes. You know what play I'm talking about? The hold Juju. I can't remember who it was. Who was the?
yeah on James Bradbury.
Yeah. Brutal, brutal, ugly.
Yeah, yeah, and that call I think was awful. That whole situation was weird. What really I think made that whole situation weird was how after the Super Bowl in the locker room, James Bradbury was saying that he did hold Juju, and was kind of like coming clean about it. But when you watch the replay, it's very hard to justify the call.
Well, yeah, let the players win the game. I don't know. That's where I stand on that.
Yeah,
Players win the game. Don't give it. Don't the refs shouldn't put it in the hands of themselves, man. That's brutal.
yeah, no, I get that. But yeah, no, I mean, for me overall, again, I think we have a chance to witness history, obviously, with the three-peat. I think if I take my better mindset out of it and I just think about the game as in what I want, I do want the Chiefs to win. I want to see history. I was kind of on the same boat during the whole Brady and Patriots era. I never really hated the Patriots, even though I am a Steelers fan. Um, but because I did appreciate the greatness. So
Yeah, I
I
don't
feel
view
the
it.
same.
I don't view it the same. I don't view it the same, man.
Yeah,
Brady,
I know you don't.
dude, Brady was special, man, and he put so much into it. I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes isn't special, but there's just been too many questionable. I don't know. He's been blessed. He's been blessed. I don't know.
Yeah. So
But
yeah,
I do think the Eagles actually are going to win the Super Bowl, though. I think they've actually beat them pretty handily. I think if
oh,
I
so
was
you're changing
betting,
your mind. You're changing up.
I am going. I mean, I think the NFL wants the Chiefs to win, but I do think the Eagles are actually. it just hit me. It just hit me. I think the Eagles are going to win by more than a touchdown.
Yeah, it's weird because like everything, like I said, again, Mahomes as a under 3-point favorite, you have to take the spot. He always finds a way to get it done. They always win these one-score games. Like it makes no sense not to take the Chiefs here. But I have a big hesitation, man. Like I mean, up basically through this entire playoff run, I've loved the Eagles. I think they were super underrated.
They're the better team.
Yeah,
And
and
you love
people
Hurts.
don't. I mean, I like Hurts. I think
Dude,
he's
you love Hurts. You
I
love
think he's
Hurts.
a I think he's a good leader. But I will say that this, and I've been saying this, but
You
I don't
think
think
he's
people
cold.
realize. Yeah, but I don't think people realize how much better this 2025 or 2024 Eagles team is than the prior Super Bowl team. We're getting a much better Eagles squad. I think what Saquon Barkley brings is
Oh,
big.
insane.
Um, I think his
That's running back in
explosiveness is
football.
really, yeah, it's one of a kind. I
Yeah.
mean, I think he's clear cut the number one running back. I don't think there's another running back right now in the league that brings as much impact that he has to the game. So
No, with that O line too. Who was the running back even on their last go around for the Super Bowl?
yeah, I think it was DeAndre Swift. So
Dude, was it? Was he there two
I'm
years? No, he was only there
ooh.
1 year, I thought.
So you're saying he was there the year after?
Yeah, I thought he was the year after. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Swift. Who else could it have been? Wasn't Kenneth Gainwell? I mean, I know he
I
was
mean, he was a
there. I know there
backup.
was Boston Scott, but
Dude, yeah, I think look it up. Look up the roster running back for this. Dude, but
it's
I
got to be
also think
DeAndre Swift. But go
I
ahead.
also don't think you think the Eagles are or Jalen Hurts is losing 2 times in the Super Bowl. I think that is a talking point for you. I mean, you've been bullish on Jalen Hurts since he's gotten in the league. I mean, you really have. You've been one of the first guys to really jump on that train. So I really feel like you think he's not going to win or lose to, like you think he's going to prepare. You think he's going to be ready. And I don't know.
Yeah. Oh man, dude, I really have some mixed emotions about Hurts. What I will say is that I think Hurts is a great leader. I think he's a really good quarterback. But I think the issue with Hurts is just his lack of consistency. I
Dude, but
really want
Saquon
to.
takes that away.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So to be honest, I just think this matchup, yes, obviously Hurts is one of the most important pieces for the Eagles, but I think if Hurts does what he's been doing for the Eagles, which is not turn the ball over, and take calculated risks, know when to throw the ball away, I think the Eagles can still, beat this Chiefs team. But I don't think it's determined. I don't think that this Super Bowl is about Jalen Hurts, if I'm being honest.
No, definitely
Um,
not.
I think that this team is very deep. They're good on both sides of the ball, and the biggest thing is they're healthy. So I think it's going to be a good game, man. Do you have a score prediction? Like,
Dude, my final take on this. My final take on this game is I think I think if the Chiefs get behind with the Eagles' ability to run the ball and their offensive line and Saquon, I don't see how with those receivers and old Travis Kelsey is gonna like they used to be able they were like the Warriors, right? They were never out of any game. They could always fight their way back down 3 touchdowns, whatever. It didn't matter. But I do think this Chiefs team, if they're not up or in a close game and leading with their defense, I think it puts a lot of pressure on Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes to really be incredible, and which they can do. Don't get me wrong, but I do think if it's more than one touchdown game, I think the Eagles just run it down their throat, and it's game. So score prediction, I'm gonna go 34-24, Eagles by
gotcha.
10.
Yeah. So you like the over because I think
Yeah, I do
what
like
is
the
it,
over.
over
I do
under
like the
sitting at about
over.
49 and a half. Okay, interesting. Yeah. So we'll see if I get to actually giving a pick by the end of the show, but let's get into talking about the NFL, just kind of overall. So I know one of the segments that we love to talk about is just power ranking quarterbacks.
Yes,
Um, it seems like you have probably a hotter take than me on your top five quarterbacks. So go ahead and get us started.
Dude, I don't know. We're gonna go Patrick Mahomes 1, Joe Burrow 2. That's easy. Oh man, where do we go from here? Uh, it always gets tough here. I think I go. Dude, I think you gotta go Josh Allen. I mean, Josh Allen balls in the playoffs, and he balls in the regular season. I mean, if we're talking about regular season quarterbacks, you probably go Lamar over. You can probably go Lamar over Allen, but right now I'm gonna go Allen over Lamar. Lamar at 4, and then 5. That's the toughest one for me. Actually, I think it's probably gonna be. Probably go. Probably go Jaden Daniels at 5 already. Is that
Yeah,
crazy? Is that crazy?
it's crazy to say, but
He
I
looked,
can't
dude.
really talk
He
you
looked
off that.
dang
I
good,
can't.
man.
Yeah, I can't really talk you off that as much as I want to. I know you're a big LSU fan,
Dude,
so
but
I
I'm not
didn't.
even a Jaden Daniels fan, though. I mean,
No, I know,
it's
but
what you do
two,
for
two.
LSU. I value you for what you do for LSU, right? He didn't win us the national championship. I know you got the Heisman, but I mean, I'm not talking Jaden Daniels up because he went to LSU. I think he had an insane year, and he only gets better. He's only gotten better since he left ASU. Dude just improves, man. It's been wild.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I don't think people can talk you off that. But let me give my take. I will say that I think the top four, as much as I want to be a contrarian, I can't argue the top four. Not necessarily the order, but but I think that Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Lamar are definitely the top four quarterbacks. So you put Mahomes at 1, which I was surprised to see given the statistical low year that he had in comparison to Burrow's.
I
But
mean, if
what are
I'm
you
drafting
thinking
right
there?
now, yeah, if I'm drafting right now, I'm drafting after this year. If you're drafting for a team, I mean, I think you're drafting Burrow number 1. I don't think that's. I mean, I am. Shoot, that year he's like almost 5,000 passing yards, 40 plus TDs, 43 TDs. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
it's insane.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. I gotcha. I'm not gonna give you too hard of a time about it, but what I would say is for me, I'm gonna put Mahomes at 1, and then this might bother you, but I'm going with Josh Allen at 2.
Dude, that's
Mainly,
crazy.
dude, I have to take.
Burrow is the only one still playing that has beaten Mahomes in Arrowhead.
Yeah, but I think just after the year that Allen had, and I mean,
What
even though it's the
year?
same result.
His year wasn't even comparable to Joe's. You mean
Oh man.
the?
I mean, I have to put Allen at 2, just because I will say that the biggest reason is just because Burrow didn't make the playoffs. That's just not.
Dude, I love it. I love it, man. I love it. I can't wait for next year. I just think
Yeah,
it's so hard to judge quarterbacks that. Dude, I think about this a lot. How many quarterbacks have gone into a situation where the team was what 2-14 the 2 years prior to Joe Burrow getting there, right? With the crappy head coach. I don't care what you guys think about Zach Taylor. That dude is a bum. I don't know how he still has a job. Like terrible. Maybe he should be a QB's coach still in the league, but head coach. I mean, come on, it's brutal. It's brutal to watch. Um, but go from 2-14 2 years prior to him getting there to a Super Bowl in year 2. And his first year, he tore his ACL, MCL, and whatever, everything in his knee up. I mean, look how much Baker has struggled with Cleveland. I mean, he took him to the playoffs, and everyone thought that was crazy. Who
yeah,
else? Who else we can talk about with that? Matthew Stafford in Detroit. He couldn't turn that franchise around. He couldn't get him a playoff win. I mean, Bengal took. Dude, you're a Steelers fan. You know how bad that organization is up there in Cincy. They don't
yeah. I
spend any
mean,
money,
don't.
bro.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I would definitely say that Burrow's accomplished more in his career thus far than Josh Allen. But I'm just saying right now, it's really close. I'm putting Allen at 2, and then I'm going to put Burrow at 3.
Over
I
Lamar,
think, yeah, I am actually, which is
two-time
interesting to
MVP.
say.
Dude, we're pushing
Yeah,
Lamar down
yeah, we are. I
the
think that's
list.
probably in terms of how we compare to the general public right there. I would say most people are definitely going to have Lamar in their top 3, but I have Lamar at 4, and
Same.
then
Okay.
you have JD at 5. I gotta say it, man. Jalen
You're gonna
Hurts. Let's
go
get him
Hurts.
in at number
You're gonna
5.
go Hurts.
Come on, man.
You
2
love
Super
that.
Bowl appearances. What's the stat? He's like on a short list with 6 other quarterbacks for 2 Super Bowl appearances. What is it,
Dude,
before
but
his
he was
27th birthday?
drafted
So,
to a Super Bowl contending team that won a Super Bowl 2 years prior before he got there, man. Like, I don't know. Sure, put him at 5, whatever.
yeah, I got to, man.
He's
I
not.
I
All I know is if he's getting drafted to the Bengals or the Redskins, or excuse me, the Commanders, that guy's playing in the Canadian Football League right now. That's
Yeah, no, I mean that's a hot take. That's a hot take. I can't wait to see how he does, man. In the Super Bowl, he's got a great opportunity in front of him to knock off Mahomes, but it's not going to be easy. So,
we'll see. We'll see. I hope he does it though.
yeah. So we're another thing we kind of talked about, and I know we talk about a lot just in general, is we're both in somewhat of a keeper fantasy football league. Um, and so basically what we're in is we're in a 10 man PPR 6 keeper league. So essentially that's a hybrid of a dynasty league and a redraft league. So you keep your 6 players, and then everyone else goes to the draft and is redrafted upon. Um, Without getting into too much of the nuts and bolts on our teams, I got to ask you on our first podcast, do you know who you're keeping?
Dude, yeah, I mean my name's Lucky Bucky, so I got Bucky Irving. I'm keeping him. I know you don't think I am, but I do think I'm keeping that clown.
Okay.
Um, I'm gonna keep, dude. I feel like this is gonna be crazy when the audience hears my team and they're gonna be like, "What the heck? How do you have them?" So I'm keeping Justin Jefferson for sure. I'm gonna keep Jamar Chase. I'm gonna keep Brian Thomas. I'm gonna keep Nico. I'm trying to trade Nico, but people are. I don't know why people aren't high on him. I'm very high on him, especially with Tank Dell out. I feel like people should want him, but no one's biting. So I'll keep Nico, and then I think you got to go Bucky and JT. Unfortunately, I gotta drop Burrow.
Ooh, okay. And I
I
think
know
that's
you.
what I
I
was trying
know.
to get
I
at.
know you don't want me to do that. I know you want me to keep Burrow because it makes the league competitive if I do. But I think I gotta drop him.
Yeah, yeah, and that's actually his team, guys. He's got what, 4 of the top 10 receivers, 4 of the top 8, or whatever it is. I don't
I,
want to talk
I
about
draft my
it, but
Tigers, baby. I draft my Tigers.
yeah, they've treated you well. They have treated you well. While we're on the subject of NFL, I just got a notification that um, the Rams are seeking to trade Cooper Kupp, and that they're going to work to trade him this offseason.
Dude, do you remember when I texted the group chat? I was like, Cooper Cup will be in a Bengals uniform by the summer.
Yeah, is that still what you're thinking? What are you thinking?
I
That they
think I
part
think
ways with T and pick up Cup?
or they try to trade, or yeah, I mean, or they try to trade him for him and get him and have him as a third guy. I mean, is he a number 2 right now? He's hurt a lot. He's older. He hasn't been producing. I mean, is he a number
Yeah.
2?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's still pretty elite in the slot, especially in
No, I
terms of
know. And
what.
the Bengals love a good slot guy. I mean, with
Yeah,
Tyler Boyd, he ate in the slot. I mean, imagine Cooper Cup playing the Tyler Boyd role. I mean, I think that's if they, I mean, dude, the Bengals can afford it, man. I don't know. I know their owner doesn't like to spend any money. I mean, he got like a outdoor blow up tarp for the outdoor facility only like 5 years ago in the freaking winter of Cincinnati. But um,
yeah.
I don't know. If they spend money, I could see him Cooper going. I mean, I could see him going to Bengals. I mean, I selfishly want him on the Bengals, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. I think that at this point in Cup's career, though, he definitely needs, or I will say he'll benefit the most by having an elite quarterback. I mean, that's where you'll get the value out of a guy like Cooper Cup at this point in
Yeah,
his career. So I can see the Bengals being a good fit, but that'll have to, time will tell on that. Time will tell. So what are we thinking? We're gonna pretend like the Super Bowl just ended, regardless of the outcome. What are we thinking for next year? You got any 2026 Super Bowl predictions?
dude. I think does Detroit make the jump to get where they need to go? I don't know. I'm trying to think who we got. Who do we have? I don't like, dude. I don't like your Steelers. They're just terrible in the playoffs. Just trash. Every playoff says forget how to play football. I don't know why. Like, I mean, I'll give you my top three. I think you got the Chiefs in there, dude. I like the Rams next year too. I like the Rams next year. I think they're a
Okay.
sleeper. I think they're a sleeper. Um, I'll go Chiefs, Bengals, Eagles, Rams. Top four.
Eagles, Rams. Okay. And then the Rams are basically like your sleeper, right?
The Rams would be my sleeper. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, I haven't. I feel like each year is so different, but I definitely don't like my Steelers. So we can agree on that. But I mean, it's hard to say anything other than the Chiefs in terms of
Dude, do
like
you want to move on from Tomlin? Are you
being
buying
a
that media?
guarantee.
Are you buying that media narrative that like he just can't win in the playoffs anymore? Like, are you ready to move on? I know you're a
uh,
Tomlin guy. Your dad knows him well, and I know you're a Tomlin guy. But
Yeah, I definitely have some mixed feelings about it. I would say no. I'm not ready to move off of him. I know Mike Tomlin's a good coach. I know we can win with him, but I do think that we need to figure something out. And it's been the same thing for the last 6 or 7 years now. It comes back down to the quarterback play. Um, and I don't know. I think Russell Wilson got off to a hot start, but I think when it mattered most, there were just too many crucial moments where he found a way to turn over the ball. So I'm not feeling too confident about Russ in the future. I'm not a big Fields guy. I wish there was a QB. I wish this was a QB deep draft class, but unfortunately, it's not. Um, so I'm kind of in the low, feeling low, I should say, about my Steelers going into next year. So we'll see though. We'll
yeah,
see what comes about
I
that.
like
But
Tomlin.
just
I like Tomlin. It could be worse. It could have Zach Taylor. So
yeah, no, that's a good point. But yeah, no, that's we can keep this moving. I know that I've been pretty itched to talk about the NBA.
yeah,
Um,
let's get into the
so
NBA,
yeah, let's get right into it. Who won this trade, man? Is it the Mavs or the Lakers?
dude. Lakers won this trade. It's and you know that's hard for me to say because for the past what 5 years. No, I would say, dude, we're 2025 now. Since 2015, last 10 years, I've been bullish on the Warriors and Spurs style basketball. I made it very clear that there are only certain guys in the NBA that can win. Like when James Harden and the Rockets were doing their thing and balling, I was like, it doesn't win NBA championships. Like you got to move on from those guys. That style of play doesn't win. The only guys that can do it in our lifetime is Kobe, MJ, LeBron, and that's it. Three
Hmm.
generational guys. Everything else has been a big three or a system that moves the basketball, right? Like so I get why the Mavs moved on. I think the timing was terrible. I don't think they got the value that they should have gotten for Luka. Luka has proven he can get to an NBA Finals. He's generational for sure. So I think they just fell short on that front, but I get why, if that makes sense. I don't know. I don't really have a hot take here. I just think I I, I don't think the GM for the Mavs can evaluate talent at the end of the day. Like you're moving on from Brunson, and it just doesn't make sense to me. But whatever. And dude, it's just such a bad time. Like Kyrie Irving is as stable as like I don't know a fourth grader. Like he's bound to like start crashing out at any time at this point, and then you're stuck with AD who is 31 and could get hurt from the wind walking into the facility. Man, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. But
Yeah, no, I hear you out, and I think that it seems like mostly everyone's agreeing with that. That it's there's just certain guys that you don't trade, and Luca has proven time and time again that he truly is a special talent in today's modern NBA. But yeah, I know we talked about this a little bit earlier. I'm trying to see the light. Even though I'm not necessarily a Mavs fan, I'm trying to understand and really think about why they would have done something like
Dude,
this.
but you love Luka. You were bullish on him all last playoffs.
Yeah, no, I do love Luka. I think,
You bet the Mavs a lot and made a lot of money during their run last year.
yeah, no, that was a fun run. I was actually kind of thinking about that run earlier today too. But at the same time, it's like how bad must have things been to want to trade your 25-year-old superstar?
Dude, that's BS, man.
It's
I think I think the NBA needed viewership. It doesn't make sense, man. I don't think it was.
yeah,
It was never publicly bad. You hear things about bad players all the time. Like, I don't know. We all knew about how bad it was with Gilbert Arenas when, I mean, being from DC when he was bringing guns into the locker room. You hear about how bad it was for Kyrie on the Brooklyn Nets. And he was getting kind of out there. So I
yeah.
don't know. Either they did a great job hiding it, or the GM doesn't know jack crap about how to evaluate a basketball player. I don't know. Dude, and
Yeah,
viewership has
yeah,
been down, man. Like, here's what I think. It prolongs LeBron's career playing with Luka, right? And then so I mean they want LeBron. What's the NBA without LeBron? I mean, I think Stephen A talked about this. As soon as this Curry's and LeBron leaves, who's stepping up? I mean, who's stepping up? It's Luka's league, but like you got Tatum, but is Tatum really that likable? He's kind of corny. I mean, people don't love Tatum.
yeah,
Devin Booker, people don't love Devin Booker. Like,
yeah.
where's the NBA headed? Ant Edwards, who's I don't know. Sure, he can hoop, but is he really that good? I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like when the NBA is desperate and they need attention and need viewership, they find a way to make either LeBron or Steph as relevant as possible. And
Ooh.
what better way than to move Luka and pair him with LeBron before he goes out? So, dude, it's going to be crazy to see what happens. I know that I think I want to say it's in a few weeks that we're going to get a Lakers Mavs game. But before we go too hard on what were the Mavs thinking, I will say that the Mavs are a lot better defensively now. But at the end of the day, it's all going to come down to if AD can stay healthy.
Yeah,
Um,
and they can build a system now. I mean, getting like Luka is the system, right? That's why I've always talked about this with this style of basketball. Like Luka is your system, LeBron is your system, and so freeing off a player like that, moving off a player like that, it does allow you to implement. Like, I mean, and they got Jason Kidd as a head coach. The guy knows hoops, like he can utilize Kyrie and KD in a way he wants, or Kyrie and AD. Did I say AD? I don't know.
mhm.
So, but and I'm not a fan of the isolation. Give it to Luka. Everyone else, space out to the corner and jack up a three with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. I can't stand it. I don't think it wins NBA championships. But I mean, if I just can't get over the fact, like, if you're gonna trade Luka, trade him after the NBA Finals when you have like his most value, like, and get Austin Reeves from it. Could you? All right, dude, look at that. Let's go over that lineup real quick. Kyrie, Austin Reeves, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, and then AD with Lively coming off the bench. I mean, dude, that's a competing lineup.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree on that.
Like, do you think they got the value for Luka?
I think they
Be
got
honest.
I think they got the best they could get, in a
No
way.
way.
I mean,
Bro, I think what was the Russell trade when Russ went to Houston? OKC got way more for Russell Westbrook.
did they?
I think.
Oh,
Look it
yeah,
up.
they got so many picks.
They got so many picks.
Yeah.
And a guy coming off the NBA Finals, you get a 2020 or 2029 first round pick that isn't even going to be that good because you have Luka. Like,
Yeah, that's so crazy. Um,
what was that trade? What was the Russ to Houston trade? How many first rounders?
yeah, so the Thunder got Chris Paul, and then they got 4 first-round picks,
Bruh.
basically, which
Come
is
on.
crazy.
Does that change? That has to change. That has to change your mind a little bit on this trade.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, if you stack it up against other, I mean, this isn't even. I mean, Luka is way more of a generational talent, in my opinion, than Russell Westbrook.
No
But yeah, no,
doubt.
I agree. It does not look good on paper, but I think that this again just points back to how desperate and how maybe not desperate, but how um locked in the Mavs were into just getting rid of Luka at the top, from the top level. So
Yeah, but
I
who else
think
knows that
there's
information?
knows what information.
Who else knows that Luka's a problem? That is that
Yeah.
goes down as a historic moment for the NBA. One of the NBA's best kept secrets of Luka being a complete buffoon. If this is true, like I don't know. I think we're creating a narrative here when reality, I think the NBA was just trying to save viewership. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, and I do agree with that take to an extent. But
Dude, are the
I don't
Lakers
know.
the favorites? Are they the favorites now?
Are they or should they be is the
Should they
question.
be? Should they be?
I want to say no. What do you think?
I
I
mean,
mean, how do they stack up
I like
against
Boston.
Boston? Let's
I like Boston still. I like Boston. I think the Cavs are. I mean,
yeah.
they're overperforming. I don't see them beating Boston in a 7 game series. I don't. I think the Knicks are a sleeper, but I mean, it's the New York Knicks. It's like Dallas Cowboys, I guess. Like I don't know. Can we really trust the Knicks? But um,
Yeah.
what are the odds? I feel like we should. Let's run through them real quick.
Yeah,
You have
yeah, let
them
me
up.
take a look. So, yep, I got them up. So it looks like the interesting. So the outright favorite right now is still the Boston Celtics at plus 230. Um, then it's the Thunder, wow, at plus 235.
I thought about the Thunder. I don't.
Um,
I don't believe in them.
yeah, that's a really interesting one. And then there's still the Cavs above the Lakers at plus 800. Then
And
we got the Knicks at plus 1200. And then
dude,
we've
that's
got the
value, man.
Nuggets. And then we got the Nuggets at plus 1400.
If I was betting, which I might do, I'm taking the Knicks. That's the best value there.
Yeah. And then the Lakers are at plus 1576.
Okay. Do you like them?
And yeah, see my camera just decided to poop out on me, but I do like that value. I would say that that is good value, wouldn't you say?
For the Lakers, absolutely. I mean, saves viewership. I don't know, dude. It's just no coincidence that this is like one of the lowest points in the NBA. You know, in terms of people tuning in and watching games. So I don't know. Something could be there. Something could be a brewing with them Lakers. And dude,
Yeah.
everything that went on in LA over the past, you know, I don't know. I don't know that city needs a story, right? I mean, with the tragedy they went through. I mean, it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, no doubt. I can't get over that they're not even in the top five. I was actually expecting them to be at least top three, right, in terms of favorites, but it looks like the market's not really reacting or expecting the.
No, they're still old, and Luca has to play. That's a
Yeah, I was gonna say, and there's all the rumors now that he's what, it's 270 pounds.
270. It's like Jamarcus Russell walking in the door.
Yeah, I don't know what he's up to. So, dude, but yeah, like I said, I just cannot wait until that game happens when he gets to go back to Dallas. Um, all right, I'm gonna mess with my camera, get it back up, but let's go ahead and transition, and I'll let you take this one.
Dude, real
Um,
quick, what do you think about the Spurs and De'Aaron Fox? And then we'll
oh, did
move
I
in.
miss something?
Yeah, man. We got through
Oh,
that.
okay.
That was a big trade. Big trade. Was it last night?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll say I know you're a big Wemby guy.
I am. Generational. But if he was
Yeah.
on the Mavs, they'd probably trade him.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. But yeah, I mean, I think this is awesome. I think this is actually a really great trade for San Antonio. I'm really excited to see how Fox works with Wemby. I think it
Dude,
does nothing but just bumps up their value.
me too. I think it's gonna be awesome. It's definitely gonna make the Spurs watchable again.
Yeah, I think it's and I was thinking about this earlier, like it should definitely get them to the playoffs. And I mean, if they're a lower seed and they sneak in, I can tell you right now, OKC wants no part of that.
Dude, great point. I mean, I think they're gonna get in the playoffs for sure. I don't. Yeah. I mean, it's happening. And I
Yeah.
think the Wimby era is about to start, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. No, Wemby is good old Wemby, man. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about him. I thought he was just so overhyped,
Nah, bro, he's
but
gifted. He is gifted. Poor Shea, man. Shea had like 2 seasons of you know, like relevance, and now here comes Wemby. That's all I'm gonna say.
here comes Wemby. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, what's interesting too is like who's going to run point guard for the Kings? Like, I don't. I mean, they've got Malik Monk. They've got.
Yeah, I saw something. They're gonna move Malik to the one.
Yeah, I mean.
I mean, dude, what is up with these organizations, man? Like, I guess the Kings just want to be bad and irrelevant forever. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think they definitely ran their life cycle with De'Aaron Fox. So, oh man, but yeah, a lot to see, a lot coming up with the NBA. But let's actually get to the CBB now, man.
Well, yeah, let's get to it.
So I'm gonna let you kick this off because I know this is your expertise and you've got all your Joe picks coming up.
Yeah, man,
I'm
I
just
love
kidding.
college basketball. I live for it, man. All right. Well, I mean, let's get into it. So, I think is the SEC the best conference for college basketball right now? I mean, have they overtaken the ACC for the most? I would say the ACC and the Big Ten, right? They've been competing for the past few years. Um, have they overtaken the college basketball scene for the toughest conference to play in?
I mean, I think there's definitely a case. It's kind of crazy to think about, but
Dude, I saw something last night or 2 nights ago when the UNC and Duke game were playing. They said Auburn already has like 13 quad one wins. I mean, they played a brutal out of conference schedule and won pretty much all those games, but that's crazy, man. Like, and they're only going to
yeah,
get more. I mean, Auburn. I think Auburn's headed into the number one overall seed. I don't think there's a question about it. But even
yeah,
like, I don't know. I mean, you got Vanderbilt, who's top 25. You got Arkansas, who went into Kentucky, crazy game, and beat Kentucky. And Coach Cal's returned to Rupp Arena. Um, you got Kentucky, you got Florida, you got Tennessee, you got Auburn. I mean, dude, that league is just so deep and athletic and gifted. Um,
yeah,
Alabama, I completely passed over Alabama. I mean, I don't see another league competing, especially with the fall of UNC. Man, that's just been so. I don't know. This year has been tough to watch.
yeah. No, I agree. I think that there's. I mean, it seems like the past couple of years, it's been like come March, any team can really win. It's all about who gets hot at the right time, I'd say. Um, but I wanted to ask you on this. What do you think about Cooper Flagg? I know he's kind of been the sensation right now in college basketball.
Dude, so I follow. I mean, being from the DMV, I follow basketball a lot in this area, especially high school basketball. I mean, with the WCAC, the best high school basketball conference in America. Shout out PVI, played for PVI. And so they actually played Mount Verde last year in the national championship, and I remember seeing that guy, and I was like, yo, this guy is legit. And I was, helping out coaching college basketball at the time, and I was telling the guys on the team, I was like, if Cooper Flagg was able to get drafted this year, even though he was 16 years old, I'm like, he'd go number one. I was that bullish on the guy. And like, bro, at 16 years old, he was gonna be the number one draft pick. He's just his motor and his motor and desire is something you cannot teach, especially to now 18-year-old kid. Like you see so many guys these days that I don't know, with the age of social media, everyone's too cool to go hard, to dive on the floor, to go for a loose ball, to take a charge, to contest someone at the rim because they're afraid of getting dunked on and getting put on House of Highlights, man. But that guy does not care. He's just gonna compete, night in and night out. And it's I don't know, man. His offensive game definitely needs work, and I think he'll get better as his body matures and he gets older. But right now, dude, I mean, his
Yeah.
motor's too hard. His motor's too high. I mean, guys can't compete with him. I mean, it's unfair right now. I mean, we saw it the other night in the UNC game. Dude, what's going on
Yeah.
with this camera, man? You know how tech works? What are we doing?
I'm just hiding since NBA and NFL talk is done. Nothing crazy. No, it's funny. In case you don't know, I got and this is to whoever watches this back or is watching now, but I did get a new Sony ZV-1, and I'm still trying to figure out the nuts and bolts of it. But we should be back up in no time. But yeah, no, I agree with you about Cooper Flagg. I was a little suspect on him coming into this season before his first year in college, but he looks great. Do you think he's the kind of the odds-on favorite to really be the number one overall pick, or do you think he provides an NBA team the most value in this upcoming class?
Dude, if I'm a GM, I'm taking him number one. That's for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
there's no question, man. There's no question. You're taking Cooper Flag number one,
yeah. Well, I saw something about the kid from Auburn um, being ranked above him.
dude.
Uh,
I saw something from a guy from Rutgers too, like Ace Bailey, I think is his name.
Yeah,
Let me make sure I got that right. Yeah, Ace Bailey for out of Rutgers. I mean, he might be a little bit more polished than Cooper Flag is offensively right now, but dude, Cooper Flag turned 18. I think it was in December. Like he's a 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid. Like he's not even mature yet, man. Like
yeah.
it's it's gonna be insane once this guy puts on muscle and becomes a man and an athlete. Like he's already dunking on people and he's not even like really exploding off the floor right now. Like it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane.
Yeah, no, it really is, and
Dude, I
it'll be
don't think
interesting to
people
see how that
remember this.
progresses.
I don't think people remember like how much Gordon Hayward changed from college to the NBA, how much more athletic he got. And like I think it's a pretty good comparison and I think Cooper Flag's a little bit taller
Yeah,
and a little bit more athletic and not quite as good of a shooter, but I mean Gordon Hayward's all-star year in Utah was legit. I mean, he had a great year. And I mean, I could see Cooper Flag really. I mean, dude, he's gonna be elite, no question.
yeah, no, yeah, I don't disagree. Do you? And I guess talking about Cooper Flag and wrapping this up, do you think that Duke has any chance in competing for the big show, or what do you think?
Dude, I think it's Auburn versus the field. I think
Really?
yes, I do.
Wow.
I think Auburn. I mean, I think that's probably the favorite pick right now too. Auburn's probably the favorite, and rightfully so. But I think there's something to be said about. I mean, this is getting out of the realm of basketball a little bit, but Bruce Pearl, man, he his culture and his mindset of just owning everything and accountability and turning boys into men and kind of putting everything on their shoulders. And I mean, how blunt he is with his politics and his love for Trump. And dude, I think it's kind of crazy, but like he's really bold, and I think it goes. His team responds really well to it, and I think there's something to be said of asking that much of these guys. They get it. The guys he recruits and brings to his team all share that minorship or that mindset and taking ownership of their team. And dude, they're balling right now. They're rolling.
Yeah, no, I agree. We talk a lot about how much culture means, and especially at the college level, it's crucial when it comes to creating a winning program. So I definitely agree with you there. I guess, do you have any CBB March Madness sleepers?
Hmm. Any sleepers for dude, I mean UConn's so undervalued right now. I mean,
Yeah.
they are. Same with Gonzaga, man. They've been struggling, but Gonzaga's legit. I didn't catch that game last night. They played St. Mary's, but or
Hmm.
maybe that's tonight. Sleeper. Oh, there we are. There he is, ladies
I'm
and
back.
gentlemen.
I'm
Welcome
back.
back, Cameron. Let's clap it up for Cameron.
I think that was like what, 15 minutes of being out?
Yeah, man. I was talking to myself up here. Sleepers for college basketball. That's a great question. Just running through. I think Michigan. I think Michigan with the new head coach from Florida Atlantic. I think Michigan is going to make a real run at it this year. I
Yeah.
they have like a legit the guy that's like 7'1". They're big. He's that can really shoot it. He's tough.
Yeah. And that's not Hunter Dickinson, right?
No, 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 no.
I just want to make sure. Yeah. I actually haven't
Yeah,
been following Michigan too much this year, but I know he used to be a 7-1 big there.
dude, no, come
So
on.
I know, I'm
Are you
kidding.
you're trying to get my pick early? You're trying to get my pick of the week early.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, so I guess that's a good transition then.
Yeah,
You got anything we can give
yeah.
the audience on
Kansas
picks?
-3 tonight.
What
Take
time's
'em.
that tip off?
9 o'clock. Take them.
Oh shoot. Kansas -3.
Yes, sir.
We're all making note of that. Something we're gonna do here when I decide to man up and give my pick is we'll see how we do. We joke around that you're more the Joe emotional better, and then obviously I'm the professional. So
Yeah, yes, sir.
we'll see how the Joes do versus the pros. We'll say.
Yeah, I mean, you do a great job of staying on top of it. You pay some for those for the Action Network and get make sure you're really getting the value out of your picks. Where I'm more of the I bet what I feel, baby. Come on.
Yeah, and sometimes you can't go wrong with that. But
Oh,
yeah.
we go wrong over here.
Yeah, a lot, a lot recently, huh?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are on Kansas -3, and that is going to be the first J Joe's gamble that we are going to track and see where it goes. I'm gonna beat this clown, guys. All right, Cameron can't hold nothing on me.
yeah, no, we'll see. And I think you wanted to say something about this segment overall, right?
Here
Yeah,
about
some about
yeah,
the
yeah.
gambler versus the better.
Yeah, I mean, not really. I mean, we're gonna be posting these pics on Instagram and TikTok to you daily. Just because I know college basketball takes a little while to drop their line. So if you are interested in that and that's your thing, be sure to follow us and like us on Instagram and TikTok and stay up to date.
Yeah, no, well said. I think yeah, we're gonna definitely be branching out beyond just YouTube, and definitely gonna see some clips on TikTok, and then hopefully continue to just branch out to Instagram as well, and other platforms. But in terms of the live, we do appreciate everyone in the chat. It looks like we got our boys in the chat. So shout out to Rye, shout out to Alex, shout out to J Mart, supporting the boys. But if you are watching this on the rerun, please like the video. This again is our first episode together. We've been talking about doing this. We're excited to be doing this, and we're committed to bringing some high quality content. I don't know why is Rye saying I'm hiding?
Because your
Is it because I
camera
didn't
was
give a
out,
pick?
brother. No,
Oh.
because your camera, you went dark on us. Went dark on us.
Yeah. I
You
guess
went
that is.
you went black on us.
Yeah, yeah, and I think people are gonna begin to see why it's called black and white takes.
Yeah, you'll
Just
see.
kidding. If you haven't already figured out, but yeah, no, I'm gonna drag you guys along a little bit. I definitely will have a Super Bowl pick coming up. I
And
am
and we're gonna be getting
super.
them an Excel file up here soon, right?
Oh
For the
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. We're gonna be 100% transparent.
so you guys can see our picks that we put in and we'll show them weekly on live.
Yeah, and we're gonna show our wins and our losses, and we're definitely gonna be clowning each other when we're losing bad. So you'll definitely see the highs and lows. But yeah, no, definitely look to see our picks on future shows and other platforms as well. I'm still laughing about this last segment, but it looks like we have a little GM challenge here. You
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
talk
I
about
mean,
this?
yeah. This is something I think it would be fun to kick off. So it's a GM challenge of the week that we're going to be introducing, and it's just basically, you're playing along, right? Like you see so much action going on in the NBA and NFL and all these trades, and it's just a little segment to see our knowledge and how would you fix the situation, and being from the DMV and the Wizards being kind of awful and irrelevant since Bradley Beal and John Wall have left. Um, I thought it'd be a great one to start off with. So, GM challenge of
Yeah.
the week: fix the Wizards, Cameron. How are we doing it?
Whew. Oh man,
I
the
know I'm putting you on the
Wizards.
spot here.
I know, yeah. It's like I gotta have this ready to go. But let me preface this by saying that I can't think of a more disappointing franchise in my lifetime than the Washington Wizards. And it's not just being from this area, but I, I I don't even know where to start with them. But what I will say is that
When's the last time
I
you've been to a Wizards game? By the way, guys, we live really close to DC. It's. When's the last time? I think you've gone to more hockey games, more Caps games than Wizards games, haven't you?
yeah, and I can't even tell you one hockey, one NHL player, and I've been to more Caps games, which is crazy to say.
Wild.
Yeah, so I feel very low about the Wizards, but I will say, like, I want to say they should reach for a star, but it's like I don't know. You know what's interesting is I was thinking when you brought this up about what we can do to fix the Wizards is I was thinking something about their relocation. I don't know if you heard that rumor that happened last year that they were going to come to Alexandria.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know why, but even though it's not a big move at all, for them to just move and kind of get a new arena and have a fresh start, I feel like that could maybe help them at this point.
Kind of like the Commanders taking on a new name
Yeah,
and
exactly. Like that's
a new owner.
yeah, exactly. I feel like there's something fresh and good for teams when they're able to just have new
Rebrand.
beginnings.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So,
I mean,
but yeah,
yeah.
you definitely had me stumped though with this question. I wish I had a good answer.
And I don't even think there's a way to get off Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma at this point, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the best thing for them is just to trade back in the draft, like draft classes, and wait until just load up on picks and try to build a decent solid core until you can make the move to get a superstar. But right now, yeah, I'm not sure there's much you can do. But yeah, this is just a segment we're going to be trying. I think it'll be fun, get in the weeds of some of these teams and see how we would fix them as fans because I know everyone's got their opinions.
Yeah. And if you have any suggestions, if you're listening to this rerun or you have anything, please leave a comment. Love to hear what you guys think for any of these challenges that we have going forward as well.
Yeah, yeah, and maybe one day we can have a fan partake in it and see how they do on the fly. Be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy. Oh man. Cool. Well, it looks like we're almost at that hour mark. Jess, you want to wrap us up, man?
Yeah, man, I'll give us our one final black and white take before we send you off for the week. Um, yeah, like Cameron has said multiple times, this has been a long time coming, and today isn't better than any other day. It's just another day. But to try and swallow it and ignore it would be a mistake. And maybe that's selfish to talk about here, but it's intentional. It's a reminder to be bold enough to take your own advice and share it and articulate it and put it into the world. So this is my encouragement to just do it. And what a better way to remember this message than through sports. Sports are a repeated process of failure, and until you don't fail anymore. So that's this channel, and that's where we're going to be going. So be bold and push the limits. See you next week.
Love it, man. Have a good one, guys. Subscribe and like. Thanks.